There may be a surprising winner in the digital revolution, television. While ratings for traditional and cable channels have fallen, the companies that own them are more profitable than ever. Media columnist Michael Wolff is the author of a new book, Television is the New Television. Michael joins us now in Studio 57. Hello.
Charlie, nice to be here.
So tell us what you
television.
mean. Yes, that's right. This is television. But it's distributed in lots of different ways. Go look at your app. Go look at everything else.
Not only, it's everywhere. Yeah. And this is the thing that struck me at some, I've spent a lot of time in digital media, and at some point in the last couple of years, it struck me that first thing, all I do is watch television. Everyone I know watches television. When you go onto social media, all people talk about is television.
Yeah, exactly.
And to boot, television continues to make an enormous amount of money, and to be perfectly honest, digital media, no matter what they say, no matter the valuations, really doesn't make very much money.
And you talk about a meeting back in 2007 between the old guard and the new guard about what was going to happen to television. So you said, what happens when the smartest people in the room decide it's inevitable and it doesn't come to pass?
It was a great meeting in 2007 where a lot of Hollywood people thought, oh, we're in trouble. So we better get together with the digital people and find out what they're thinking and get together on, we both need each other. And it was, the guys who do South Park, Scarlett Johansson, a lot of stars. Yeah. And it was Mark Andreessen, who is the big venture guy. And one of the guys that the Hollywood guys say, well, we're all in this together. We're all here to, we got to cooperate. And Andreessen said, wait a minute, we're not in this together. We're here to eat your lunch. And they all left there feeling incredibly depressed. But X number of years later, that's not the case. Television is as strong as it's ever been.
Okay, but the point, go ahead, Nora, I'll come back.
You say 20 years into this revolution, the value of traditional media, even with big losses in print and music, dramatically grew, with television profit margins as high as 50%.
And this very interesting thing happened in television, that it no longer is just supported by advertising. People pay for television. What is the great business advance in television? They didn't give it away for free, like print, like music.
Just to help explain that, is that CBS, for instance, used to make money almost solely through advertising, and then with cable retransmission fees, that becomes a larger part of the pie in terms of profits.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly 50%. And now in terms of digital is a marketplace for television. Netflix pays the television industry almost $2 billion a year.
And your point is digital is not as profitable because there's just not enough advertising dollars. They've got to find another way to...
There's actually lots of advertising dollars, but they pay very little because advertisers have looked at the digital audience and say, this is not worth, really is not worth very much.
Put it in the context of today. If we're talking about 10 years from now, there's always the promise of look what Facebook might be able to do if you've got 1.5 billion people.
I've been involved with the digital industry for now 20 years. And for 20 years, it's always, look what we will be able to do in the future. And I'll tell you what Facebook is going to do in the future. They're going to get into the television industry.
You said in the next 5 years.
How are they going to do it?
Well, Mark Zuckerberg has already said, well, our future is video. But I think it's also going to be, they're looking for a click and play model. So you'll want to watch television. Somebody will be talking about television. You'll be able then to access that show immediately. But you'll only be able to do that because the television industry is smart by paying Les Moonves.
But this line stood out to me, talking about Les Moonves, who's a big cheese at CBS. You said he's a totem of the old media establishment with a singular passion and talent for old-fashioned American TV, as hoary as a Borscht Belt with extraordinary wiles. Is that a compliment?
It totally is. I mean, Les he was the guy. I'm sure I said that. That guy is, he's toast. He is as old media as somebody could be. But he has stood the test. I mean, he is now the most successful person in media.